Is it anyone else's business if you vote? Well, two different groups are trying to convince voters around the state to talk to their neighbors about the importance of voting this year. Both say their goal is to increase turnout. WRAL's Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie reports the way they're going about it, though, has some people feeling their privacy's been violated.
Christy McKenzie has gotten a lot of political mail this year, but nothing like this.
What my neighbors do is none of my business. What I do is not my neighbor's business.
This mailer lists all her neighbors' names and addresses and shows whether they voted in 2008 and 2010. It urges her in bold letters to, quote, do your civic duty, vote. It also promises a follow-up report after the election.
You and your neighbors will know who voted and who did not. I mean,
exactly.
Does that seem a little like a threat or something?
That's exactly how I felt it was. Yes, absolutely.
All that information is public record, available online. To McKenzie, though, publishing it feels like voter intimidation.
Let everybody have their civic duty and have their privacy, and if somebody wants to go look it up, let them do their own footwork. Don't hand it to them.
As it turns out, people all over the state have gotten mailers like this recently. State Elections Chief Gary Bartlett says voters are confused and angry.
It's sort of like Orwellian Big Brother watching you. If you don't do this, there's going to be some action.
The mailers are actually coming from two different sources. One batch is from Americans for Limited Government, a conservative think tank that sent similar mailers in Indiana and Ohio. Spokesman Richard Manning told us by email, Americans for Limited Government's mailing has one goal and one goal only, to increase participation in the electoral process. McKenzie's letter came from a second batch sent by the political consulting group of Sanford. That's just a shell company. WRAL was able to trace it back to the Southern Coalition for Social Justice, a left-leaning think tank in Chapel Hill. They were helping with a research study in the political science department at UNC Chapel Hill. Assistant Professor Christopher Clark says they're researching how peer pressure affects voter turnout. Bartlett already has an answer for him.
There has not been a positive phone call yet. Even if it was a new type of get out to vote by using peer pressure in your neighborhood, it hasn't worked.
Now, Professor Clark did apologize for any misunderstanding. He says the intent of that UNC study is to boost voter turnout, not to suppress it. He said 24,000 letters have been sent out to North Carolina voters and no state money was used. Meanwhile, Elections Director Gary Bartlett says the state is investigating both of those mailers, but so far they don't appear to be illegal. Jackie?
All right, Laura Leslie, thank you.